So something stunning happened last night in the NBA. Stunning.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors took the lead.
This is amazing. It was their third game, and when they scored the first basket and were up 2-0, that was the first lead they had this year. Their first two games, they were 0-2. They never led the entire game. And then last night, they led the entire game. So there has never, in 3 games, there has never been a lead change in their games. 2 losses and 1 win. That's amazing.
Is that bad?
That is really bizarre.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that just sort of happens, right? Like I struggle to really read too much into it.
Oh no, I don't either. Outside of being bizarre, I agree.
Yeah,
I'm not looking. I'm not going to tell Gordo to start looking up stats of this. Of how many.
Gordo, look up stats of this.
I guess the whole early result of this season has kind of been bizarre, and like the stuff that you're starting to hear, the level of panic certainly rises pretty high because I think the majority of the outside NBA world has been waiting for the fall for a while because. Lest we not forget, the Warriors were not a team that really endeared themselves to a lot of people during their rise to power.
So as far as talking about them and where they're going, and by the way, Draymond Green still thinks they stink.
Well, here's the quote. We're still not a very good team.
Is Steve Kerr's quote about Steph Curry a shot at Houston? Steve Kerr was asked before the game if he would like to see Curry shoot more threes. This was his response. I don't know that it's that simple. We could turn him into James Harden and give him the ball every play. It's really hard to do, and you have to build a team for that. So probably not. I guess
think it's a compliment.
I think they're saying Houston built a team for that.
Well, right. I think it's kind of interesting. Like it almost seems like a shot at Curry. Like we don't have the kind of personnel for that. We're not the same spacing, and that kind of basketball wears you out too, especially if you're for a guy that's 180 pounds. Like Steph, like there have been other guys Steph's size that have handled the ball in pick and roll situations pretty frequently. Like, maybe it's acknowledging just the kind of player that Steph is and isn't. Like, that's not who he is. He's not a ball-dominant guy in that regard.
No, he's a guy that's going to run around and get his shots and fire them off very quickly.
But I guess this has always kind of been the interesting part. We kind of talked about this through the lens of Draymond Green when all this was happening in the offseason and the moves were happening and we were starting to grade everyone by their big twos. And the fact that we went immediately to Stephen Clay when he comes back and not Stephen, multiple-time All-Star and multiple-time champion Draymond Green as a pair indicated to me a lack of respect for Draymond Green, and now it seems to be kind of translating into that for Steph because neither of these guys seem to be able to lift their team, at least in the early going.
And that's what everybody's looking for, right? Can these guys do that?
Well, yeah. I mean, every other group we're talking about in the NBA is led by a duo. Now, Golden State has been gutted in more ways than one, and this stretch has been particularly brutal for them.
But they are still a duo you could put in there, right?
Well, I mean, between them and then D'Angelo Russell, who last year was a guy that was a big part of what the Nets were doing as a winning team.
So the Warriors finally get a win, and then we had the switch teammates revenge game. Was that what we want to call the Rockets and the Thunder?
They went wife swap here.
So you have Harden,
double revenge game.
Harden and Westbrook, who are actually teammates in Oklahoma City, and now they're teammates in Houston, and Chris Paul, who was a teammate of Harden in Houston, and now he's with Oklahoma City. Yeah. Well, they played last night, and the Rockets won that one, 116-112. Harden goes for 40. Westbrook went 21, 12, and 9 in that one. Chris Paul had 15, and Westbrook talked about how he doesn't want to talk to anybody.
Well, here's the best part. Like, he was chummy with all his former Thunder teammates before the game.
Yeah.
Then after the game, he said it straight. He said, look, man, you need to see, you need to stamp something when that whistle blows.
This is how it goes. When I hoop, I have no friends. On the court, they know not to talk to me, but Steven's a real close friend of mine. But on inside those lines, there's no friends. Spalding, that's my friend, and my teammates, and that's it. But before the game, after the game, I'll talk to my guys. I'll go talk to them right now, but doesn't mean that I don't have friends. But during the game, I don't. It's that simple. If you try to be my friend, I ain't going to say to you.
Okay, what I love most about that is that when he talked about who his friends were on the court, the first thing he mentioned was the ball.
The ball, not his teammates.
Then my teammates. I mean, if that is not on brand, my friend is the ball. Oh, and also my teammates.
My favorite thing about that quote was he said it wearing leather pants.
Yeah. That's true. I did see that outfit. And when he said Spalding, I wasn't sure if he was talking about from Caddyshack.
Spalding gets your foot off the boat.
Or from Castaways in the volleyball.
Yeah,
that's Wilson.
Wow, shoot, that's my bad.
That is
Spalding!
Spalding!
No, it doesn't quite have
Wilson!
the same ring.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Wilson is better. I should know the volleyball is Wilson.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in you. I'm not going to lie.
What's up? Thank you so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. Don't forget to download the ESPN app, and if you want more premium content, which you do, make sure that you subscribe to ESPN+. See you soon.